I'm Serish Mahmood and I'm 17.
I'm Priya Ali and I'm 18 years old.
I'm Sarah Tabassum, I'm 24. We've all actually come from Bradford in England.
Yeah, I'm Nayab Din and I'm 18 years old.
I'm Mariam Rashid and I'm 19.
It's about Muslim female boxers, but that's not really the main concept. The boxing is just a metaphor for anything you want to do in your life. And I think it's more about being young and just going out there, opening the doors, doing whatever you want to do and kind of not letting anything come in the way. And if there are obstacles, knowing that you can just kick them down and go for it, do whatever you want to do. That's the main message.
The director, Evie, pretty much, she knows a woman who lived next door to her mum, and she invited her to go boxing. And she wore like Muslim dress, like a burqa and everything, and she was really surprised. And then she realised that there's a lot of like stereotypes that come along with being, Muslim Asian woman, and that they're quite wrong. And so the writer Aisha and Evie started interviewing female boxers, and they generated a lot of information from there and implemented that into the script. And then they did auditions, like going around schools, and they got us 5. And we spoke about our own experiences, and that's also in the script. And it's all very much our own personal experiences. As well as from what's come from the boxers that they've interviewed. So it's all really like organic and raw, pretty much. And we've all like worked on it ourselves. It's we've all had our own ideas that were brought into it.
I know Nayab because she goes to the same school as me, and we met. I think Syra was the first person they interviewed, and we met. The rest of us met Nayab and Syra quite later when we were doing before the Edinburgh shows, and then I met Serish and Mariam in the audition process.
I didn't know any one of these crazy girls before this.
But now she loves us. She loves us really. We all met in a big town in Bradford, England, and now we've come to Helsinki. Yes. We're travelling the world. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We're going to Australia and New York, hopefully. And in September we are touring in Birmingham. And then hopefully after that we'll be international again. Yeah.
I think it's been a mixed response. Mostly it's been very mostly it's been like either, definitely positive. Most people have been happy. Then you've seen people crying and you're like, you feel a bit bad. But then when they tell their story of how they find certain bits of the play and how it relates to them, then you can say like, oh wow, like everybody's got a different story to tell and they can relate to it in different ways. So it's not just narrow-minded, just on one way. So I guess it's appealing to all people, regardless of their race, their age, or where they've come from. So that's really nice to see. We can connect with the audience very well in that way. It's much easier rather than being in a conventional theatre where you're just stuck in the seats and you see someone out there on the stage here, because it's just site-specific. We can engage with the audience more. It's not just throughout the show you're in and out, and sometimes they're shocked because they don't really see the actor right in front of them. So it's really nice. And it's really nice to hear everybody's stories, and we're inspired by them actually by the end of it.
I think when Evie and Rhiannon, our directors, when they were going up some stairs towards a boxing gym, it was written on the steps on the way up, and they just saw it and they went, yeah, that's the title of the play. Yeah. No, that's not. We have loads of vocal warm-ups and physical warm-ups, and they're all a little bit crazy as well. The physical warm-ups aren't so, they're like just normal stretches and stuff, but then our vocal ones we look kind of nuts.
No guts, no heart, no glory! Oh my god!
Maybe I should have done it. Can we do that again? Because I smacked in their face and it is really weird.
It's okay, we'll stick with that one.
My name's Nick Power. My background is I'm a b-boy, hip-hop activist, and for the last little while, maybe 10 years, I've been working with b-boys to create choreography and shows. So yeah, that's my background, I guess. as a battle b-boy and then moving into performance now. All the different parts of my practice as a b-boy, we put on events. I run a festival in Sydney called Platform Hip Hop Festival. I work in community cultural development in Australia using hip hop as a tool to connect with young people and create performances as well. And that I do that in urban centres like in Sydney, or also in remote Aboriginal community in the desert as well in Lajamanu. So yeah, all those aspects of what I do, I guess that's sort of why I call it a hip hop activist. It's small, but it's strong. I think we have a lot of dope b-boys and b-girls that have unique and interesting styles, and I think that also has to do with our isolation, where we sit in the world as well. I guess I was influenced by a crew called Rapid Fire, and they were really the dopest power movers on the planet back in the 90s, so that was my introduction. And so then b-boying changes, you know, and it all kind of goes in cycles, and then it became all about footwork. It's different now because of the internet and everything like that, so it becomes, the whole trending becomes like that. But back when I started breaking, like I could look at a b-boy and go, that guy's from Sydney, or that guy's from Brisbane, just from the way they break. So I guess that's a change. I think on a worldwide level, the locality of your style is a little bit different. But I think in all forms of hip-hop, music, graph, b-boying, Australia really has a strong scene, you know. The performance is called Cypher. It's my first independent work. I've worked a lot with companies over the years. And basically, for me, it's a tribute to the b-boy circle, the Cypher. And I started stepping in that Cypher when I was 12 years old, and I'm 38 now, and I still step in that Cypher at jams. So I was interested in the, you know, what that means to hip-hop culture, and the language within it, and so it made sense to me to make a work about it. The work involves 4 high-level b-boys and goes for about 45 minutes and involves the audience very much. They're very much interactive and challenged and invited, and all different things like that during the piece. I guess the way I've laid out the performance has influences from that, but the movement isn't influenced by contemporary dance. The movement is pure b-boy movement, but sometimes it's been pulled apart and maybe, you know, use just gestures, or maybe sometimes I just use the raw energy of b-boying, but the movement is very much b-boying. But so maybe the way that I play with space or something like that is more contemporary version of the Cypher. There's so many rituals that I go through if I'm making a work, but I guess the work itself, Cypher, that's sort of the ritual that I've been drawn to as a b-boy for many years, and this is kind of a homage to that ritual. So yeah, like that's my main thing is going into that Cypher and challenging myself. And when you go through a ritual, you come out changed. And so stepping to the edge of it is kind of scary. And then stepping inside of it is you know, like this moment that's important to a breaker and to their peers. So for me, that's the ritual that I've always come back to as an artist, and it sort of drew me in from the start when I started dancing as well. No worries.
Yes. When I met Shanghai Kate, I had only one very small tattoo that I did when I was 16, really stupid one, like everyone, you know, does something that I don't like even. And after I visit her in Alaska, the last day, I asked her if she can tattoo me as a, you know, exchange work. And she was not working in the parallel, it was in the hotel where we were staying, and she said, yes, sure, let's do this. And it was really cool to get a tattoo in Alaska from the godmother of female tattoo artists in America, and she chose what to tattoo me. I mean, I didn't have ideas. I don't have ideas in this stuff. So it was really exciting, and since then I got some more but it's always connected to my work. I asked her to, Shanghai Kate is a student of Sailor Jerry. Sailor Jerry was a tattoo artist that lived in Hawaii. In the 50s and 60s, he became a very important figure in tattooing in America because he combined Japanese style with American iconic images, and he made stencils because tattooing was more, at that time, was more that, people that have few hours, like the Navy, that has few hours break from the Navy, they go and get drunk and get tattoos, but it's fast. Like they have 10 minutes. Like I want this and this and this. It's kind of random. And he designed these stencils. And Shanghai Kate and her generation, that was maybe during the 70s or 80s, they learned from Sailor Jerry a lot of their skills. So, and she kind of continued him. She tattooed the same style, but she developed her own style. So I asked her if she can combine something that is hers and his, like traditional American sailor tattooing and her input. So that's what she did. So it's here. And it's a bird that flying to the sky, really happy, and with the north star that I could always find the way home. Yeah, yes. As a traveler, it's really important for me.